The girl just put her hand into the sea, but she didn't expect that countless small fish seemed to have heard some kind of call and swam towards her. However, the greedy fishermen were not too surprised to see this scene because every time they took the girl out to sea to fish, they would always return with a full load. It is because of this special ability of the girl that the greedy residents on the island are fed, but the secrets of the girl are far more than that. Every morning there will be a long queue in front of the door of the couple who adopted the girl, because anyone who has come into contact with the girl can be cured by her no matter what kind of illness they are suffering from. Even a small wound on the body can be healed quickly at a speed visible to the naked eye. The local residents regard the girl as a savior and even as a godlike existence. It was the arrival of the girl that allowed the people on the island to live a rich and disease-free life. However, as time went on, this peaceful village on the island fell into a civil war due to the selfishness and greed of the fishermen. One day, Annie's special ability disappeared inexplicably. She could no longer use her ability to treat local residents, and the fishermen caught very few fish. After a week, the local residents could not sit still and convened a residents' committee overnight. They felt deeply uneasy and afraid about their future lives. The next morning, they brought gifts to comfort Anne. They prayed that Anne could recover her divine power as soon as possible and hoped to regain their former prosperity. At night, Lisa was comforting Anne to sleep, but she accidentally found that the wound she had cut during the day was healing rapidly. Excited, she quickly called her husband over, but her husband was also surprised to find that the scar on his hand was also disappearing at a speed visible to the naked eye. This moment made the couple realize that Anne's healing ability had recovered. In order to cure her aunt with Alzheimer's disease at home, Lisa immediately wanted to tell her aunt the news. But her husband Nick stopped her, because Nick knew that if her aunt regained her sanity, all the residents on the island would use Anne's ability to seek personal gain again. Unexpectedly, Lisa couldn't bear to do it and invited her aunt to her home in the middle of the night. In the blink of an eye, my aunt's Alzheimer's disease was cured, but the fishermen's fishing results were extremely bleak. Nick guessed correctly. After my aunt regained consciousness, she still leaked the news that Annie had regained her powers. After realizing that Anne could only exert her magical powers when she was asleep, her aunt came up with a bold idea. She handed a bottle of sleeping pills to Nick and asked Nick to quietly put Annie to sleep. In this way, everyone on the island can continue to enjoy the gift from God. At first, Nick refused, but Lisa said that Annie would not know anything when she fell asleep, and it would be fine. In the end, Nick agreed to it. At night, Lisa quietly crushed the sleeping pills into powder and mixed them into Annie's water cup. When Anne fell into a deep sleep, they took her to the seaside. As the fishermen set up the fishing nets in the sea, she immediately put Annie's hand into the sea.